Well, hello, my loves, and happy Sunday. This project today is joy. It just makes me happy. It brings me joy. And I can't wait to share it with you and the meaning behind it. So let's take a look at the project and go over the supplies. So here is our cutie patootie. Look at that. Oh my good, the layers. And it says there is magic in new beginnings. Papers. These are all papers. There's paper. Oh, we make papers. We make these papers. They're so good. So I put my papers down with kind of a mixture of gesso. And so you can still see a lot of them in all of the layers. Then we make our papers for our mountains. This is paper down here. And then stencils. How I did it, not very difficult. But the result, the color is what makes it so stunning. And I've got this kind of light area back here, like it's a new day. It's a new beginning. And I positively love this 16 by 16 cradle board. Okay, so that's what I was working on. I'm going to set this aside because it is so big. It's taking up the whole space. I'm going to zoom in just a tiny bit here. Okay, and then I used a lot of paints because I was layering for my papers. So we make a bunch of different papers, and these are old scrapbook papers. This is a great way to use up ugly papers you've had. I mean, you can still see some of the pattern in there, but look at how gorgeous they are and how you can use these for so many different projects. Let me grab, so these are the ones that, I used. Look at this. I mean, it's just, So we make collage papers, and these are all old scrapbook papers. And set that down there. And I use my brayer and my palette knife to make our collage papers. Palette knife, a larger palette knife. What did I do with it? Anyway, palette knife. Matte gel, fluid matte medium to put papers down with. Matte gel because some of those papers are heavy, especially after we get the paint on them. So the matte gel helps keep those down flat and not too wrinkly. I like the wrinkles. So paints, I used a whole bunch because we just were layering, especially on the sky and the papers and everything. So and what's really cool is, so I kept my palettes. So this is the color palette for the papers, the pink mountain papers. So we've got some of the Prism Violet, Quinacridone Magenta, some red ochre, and then this was a mixture of red ochre and a little bit of blue, I believe. I don't remember which, but it's got kind of a purpley undertone. Oh no, yeah, that's what it was. And then gesso. Gesso for my white, and then always some raw umber that is thrown in there. Where's the raw umber? Somewhere in raw umber. Always some raw umber in there somewhere. And then for my where's my other color palette? My greens. What did I do with it? I do not know. I've got paper everywhere in here as I was creating this, so, well, shucks. Well, maybe it's, I had more than this, though, when I was doing my brayering. Sorry. There it is. Found it. Okay. This is the color palette for the green mountains, and so we've got some Terra Verde, which is a really great, dull, kind of dark green, Terra Verde. These are all Soho. Oh, you know what? I used Mars Violet in my papers too. Let's see, Terra Verde. This is green gold. This Prussian blue, Windsor blue, phthalo green blue, and manganese blue. These are all the colors. So I've got, let's see, Prussian blue, green gold, Terra Verde. This is the phthalo green blue, sap. This one is this color here. It's called sap green, but it is not a sap green. It's not even close to a sap green. And then some Windsor blue and some Prussian blues. And then gesso. And oh, and I did use some ivory in the Pebeo Matte Pub, and of course some gesso. And so those are the colors for the mountains. And then the same colors for the rest of the sky in the blues. And this is, you know, my finishing palette here of some of my colors that I used for the, you know, other stuff. Black for my matte black for my stenciling. I think that's all the paint colors. Raw umber, purple, yeah, that's all the paint colors. And then I used some alcohol. So let me bring this back just real quick. So all the spottiness back here, I just sprayed some alcohol in there and then picked it up with a towel. It gave it a really, really cool effect. And then of course I added stenciling with my Stars and Hearts stencil, and then used my Posca pen. I used my white Posca pen for the lettering and for some additional dots. And then I used soft pastels. Whoops. There's so much chaos happening. Soft pastel pencils to add additional shading around my mountains. Charcoal pencil. And then more soft pastels on the mountains just to kind of bring out some color. Posca pen. It's my raw umber. Okay, so something that I think you'll find really helpful or interesting. So I printed out my words and then I turned them over, and you saw me do this. Or you'll see me do this. I put soft pastel, white soft pastel on the back because it was a dark background. And then I took a ballpoint pen and just traced my letters, my words. And then with that soft pastel on the back, it leaves the whole tracing. You don't have to have graphite paper. Super easy way to get tracing without having to use graphite paper or tracing paper or anything like that. So really great way to do tracings. Okay, I used a couple size brushes, some small brushes, some flat brushes, and I'm just trying to think, soft pastel pencils, Mars Violet. I got everything. I think I got everything. Let me just make sure. Oh wait, stencils. Look at how cute. It's a cutie. Okay. I didn't end up using this one. I was actually thinking about using the smaller tree, but I liked this different shape. So the stencils that I used were Stars and Hearts stencil. This is the Trees 3 stencil. And then this is the Tree Large 1 stencil. And this, I love this stencil. I mean, look at how cute that is, how amazing that looks. And so I just used part of the large tree stencil over here and then the smaller tree stencil here. And it was perfect because I wanted it to look kind of graphic because of how the mountains are and everything. I just love it. And then I did some lighter cream color in the background here to kind of represent the sun kind of starting to come up. I did my tracing here. Black soft pastel, and then other different soft pastels, Posca pen. And
I added pasta soft pastels Posca pen to your shopping list.
Amazon is talking to me right now. She thinks I'm talking to her. She's adding it. She's adding Posca pens to my shopping list. Well, all right, great. So that is, I think that's it. Okay, those are the supplies for this project, and I just absolutely love it. I loved from start to finish how it went. All the papers, so good. One thing before we get on to the project, today when you see the video, there'll be only 1 or 2 days left for the early bird pricing for Peace on the Water. So that's I love these projects. These are just like home for me. Collage papers, and look at this texture down here. And then this one. Yeah, they're like home to me. So you'll have one more day. This is how the day goes. One more day for early bird pricing for Peace on the Water. And all right, so that is all I have to say. Stencils will be on sale. Links will be linked below the YouTube video. Let's get started on the project, and then I'll see you at the end to talk about the meaning. All right, let's get creating. right, my loves, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And I hope you try it because this isn't a difficult project. Yes, there's a lot of layers, but it's so fun. The paper creating, like I could have gone on for a very long time creating papers. And I want to do something like what I did in like every color, but for another day. So let's see, what do I have to say? Stencils will be on sale for you that I used today in today's project. All the links will be down below in the YouTube description box. The links to the blog that has all the links for the supplies and further details and more pictures and all that kind of stuff. What else? Last day, when you see this, second to last day for early bird sign up for Peace on the Water workshop. Okay, that is it, I think. So this project, as I was planning my week, there was just a ton of stuff to do, and a couple of new things to do, and a couple of unexpected things to do, and I was just feeling it. I was like, "Ah." And when I came down in the morning, I kind of had my quiet time, and I kind of just settle in and make my plan for the day. And I was having some real anxiety. And I said to myself, I said, what if you reframe today, right now, as a new beginning? It's brand new. You got a lot of things to do, but it's a new beginning, and you get to choose how you approach this day. And so I was writing it all out and talking it out in my head and on my journal page. And I'm like, yeah, today's a new day. All the things that I have to do, there might be magic in it. There might be something good in it. There might be something some unexpected joy in it. And usually there always is. Not usually. I'll say a lot of the time. A lot of times days are just hard. Sometimes life is just hard. But if I can take the time to reframe how I think about the day and all that is to come, and take it moment by moment, like right now, this morning, the sun is coming up. It's a brand new day. And that maybe there's magic in this day, in this new beginning. It's a new day. I can let go of yesterday, focus on today. Let go of my anxiety that I was feeling yesterday, just one day at a time. And so I'm writing, and I could see in my head kind of the sun starting to crest over the mountains. And you know how you get that kind of, it's not up yet, but there's this light all across the horizon. That's what I was picturing in my head. And so I decided to take it to the canvas, to the wood, and create it. But I wanted it to be bold. I wanted it to be me. This is my new beginning day. But I also wanted it to represent a couple other things too. So let's take a look real quick. This is, you know how there's, right as it's starting, the sun's starting to come up, the stars are still out. The moon might even still be out. And it's not fully crested over wherever you are. Maybe you don't have mountains. We don't have mountains in Ohio, but I can paint them. And this lightness coming up, and the dark is starting to fade away, right? Key in my reframing of my day. And this down here, I kept these black because this is kind of that mystery. Like, it could be scary. It could, this is kind of the unknown. Like, my unknown for the day, I don't know. But I'm choosing to focus on the light that's coming up, that's pushing out the dark, that will soon illuminate all the things. The trees will become green, there won't be shadowy, There is magic in a new beginning. There's magic in a sunrise when you watch it. When we took a trip recently to see my sisters and brother, we were at Hilton Head, and the sun. I've got some pictures of the sun coming up, and it's just magic. Same with sunsets, but how quickly it happens. And so that's my frame of reference for this. How this light here will kind of come up and illuminate everything. It'll change the perspective and how everything looks. Everything. If we can focus on the light, on the magic, on the good, right? So that was my reframing for the day, and it helped. And I could feel myself kind of calming down. And I took one thing at a time. Some were easier, some not so easy for that day. I didn't think ahead. One day, one sunrise at a time. So that was my inspiration for this piece. And I don't know, maybe you have things. Maybe it's been a hard week for you. Maybe it's been a hard month or year. I mean, maybe we're just in a season. What if just today, you thought about maybe some light or magic in your day, in this day, which is a new beginning? Your magic today, this new beginning day. What if you thought about that for a second and took that with you into whatever you have to deal with for the day? I know it changed my thought process and my outlook and calmed. With anxiety, it feels like my insides are shaking. And it calmed me down enough to kind of catch my breath and move forward. And it's made a difference all week because I've been focusing on the new day, the new beginning, the magic in the new beginning. So maybe you can do that too. Maybe you need to do that. I don't know. But that was my inspiration for today. And I love how this turned out. I loved the collage papers. I loved the sky. It all worked. How I saw it in my head, I was like, I don't know. But it worked. All right, my loves. I hope your Sunday is restful and peaceful. And I hope today, just today, whenever you're watching this, that you can look at today as a new beginning. It doesn't mean things are changing. It doesn't mean, it doesn't mean any of that. It just means today you get to choose. This is a new beginning, a new day. You get to choose to focus on the magic, the light, the good in this day. And maybe it'll change your perspective about the day and all the things that come with it. I hope, again, that you know how very, very loved you are. All right, my friends, have a wonderful Sunday.